let's look at what risks we are thinking about when designing protection strategy. So I tend to think about these in three major buckets. The first one is what I'll call a limited data loss. In many cases, human error. In some cases, you have a server meltdown. Maybe some sort of storage system gets corrupt. In the case of human error, it might be intentional because someone got laid off and they're unhappy. In some cases, it might just be an oops, I didn't mean to do that, that file's gone. And we have the ability to protect against those data losses just through the regular backups that we all do on a day in, day out basis. And if you lose a file, basically you're going to restore that file from your backup system. The next level of data losses are caused by infrastructure failures, and they involve either losing all or part of a data center. I saw one case where there was a problem with corrosion in a sprinkler system that caused a leak in a part of a data center. So water was sprayed on top of server racks, and that prompted shutdown of power to that section. So when that happens, the best way to ensure that if you have any applications that are critical to your business is through a high availability setup. Essentially, two systems that kind of mirror each other. There's different ways of achieving that, but I tend to talk about those setups today by calling them just high availability systems, not disaster recovery. Because in my mind, the real disaster is when you get hit and someone is encrypting your data, exfiltrating your data, or once they encrypt it, demanding a ransom to give you recovery keys. And in that case, high availability is not going to help you, and you'd better have what I'm calling a backups on steroids kind of system in place for your disaster recovery, and I'll give you more details on that. So let's talk a little bit about recovery locations. If you have one of these limited data losses, like, oops, I deleted that file, you're going to recover that file more than likely at the same location where you lost that file. And you're going to recover that from either a local backup or a secondary copy of that backup that, if you're doing things right, should be at a different physical location than where you're keeping your first backup. Again, be careful about cases where you have a data center fire, or you have a chemical tanker truck spilling some nasty stuff close to your site and being told that you need to evacuate, and you're asked by the fire department to shut down. You'd better have backups somewhere else. If you do have a larger event with infrastructure failure, and we also tend to call these the smoking hole in the ground problem, as in you had a meteorite strike, right? So you're going to have to recover to a remote site using your failover mechanisms.